So this would be like a 20-mile-an-hour roll-in. Oh my goodness. Unfortunately, I gotta take the gooseneck and recover myself.
It's so bad.
All right, I can't believe I'm making this video. I'm gonna throw my channel under the bus again. Hit the like button for me, please. I'm gonna share with you guys, the diesel community, or should I just say the vehicle community, on how to tune a diesel truck. So if you have a Duramax, Power Stroke, Cummins, definitely watch this video from start to finish. So right now we have a 2004 Chevy Silverado. It's an LB7 Duramax. It does not have emissions, by the way. The only reason why I'm tuning this truck is because we just put an RDS turbo in there. We also have bigger injectors. We have a stock transmission, which that'll be switched out, and it's studded, and it's got a lot of performance modifications. As a matter of fact, this truck was built from the ground up. It was a complete restoration on the channel. If you're just stopping by, we have a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money into it. And right now the truck's running terrible. All right, we're gonna put it to the wood. And just like anything with engines, if you put any modifications in there, it's going to run terrible unless you tune it. And that's why I'm making this video. But this will definitely correlate for tuning and deleting as far as I'm concerned. I know it's not very smart for me to be posting videos like this, but luckily in my case, this truck does not have emissions on it. It never came with it. If you have emissions issues and you're currently planning on doing this anyways, yeah, this video is for you. So here we go. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to tunehubs.com. We're going to be using an EFI Life scan tool. And this is actually a V3 flash scan. You don't actually have to have this off the bat to tune your truck, but the tunehubs.com is basically a website. It's kind of a one-stop when it comes to tuning and deleting. You can buy exhaust parts, you can buy downpipes, you can buy whatever you need in order to do your delete. And of course, they're gonna send you this. It's gonna already have the files loaded on here. So all you have to simply do is plug this thing into your OBD2 port underneath your dashboard and go through the settings and the functions, and they have customer support. They're going to help you, walk you through all the steps. They're going to give you paperwork on exactly how to do it, so you literally can do all of this from home. And I believe this goes all the way up to a 2023 Duramax. But again, the process is very similar to all these platform diesel trucks right here. Not only am I going to show you guys how to tune a diesel truck, but I'm also going to save you guys some money. Use my discount code TruckMaster5 on the tunehubs.com website. It'll definitely help you out, trust me. This stuff is not cheap whatsoever. Now, when it comes to custom tuning, when you're upgrading, like let's just say you're adding an extra turbo to your truck or upsizing the turbo, or you say you want TCM tuning because you put a built transmission with a triple disc torque converter in there, or maybe you did dual fuelers, or you upgraded your injection system. You can work back and forth with this tuning company, and they can revise your tuning so the truck will run a lot better. So I'm not gonna show you how to run through all of the programming because I don't have everything downloaded on here. They sent me the file, and I will be simply doing the same thing. I'm gonna upload it to the ECM, and I'm also gonna be doing TCM tuning too. They provide that. I'm not trying to make it a race truck or make it fast, but I would like to add a little bit of extra power. So we'll see what happens at the very end, so stay tuned. And speaking of upgrades, definitely check out my website, truckmasterdiesel.com. Pick up yourself a lift pump. I mean, we got rear diff covers, engine oil pans, we have transmission coolers, cast iron heads. And new on the website, we're now a dealer for HSP. So if you want to pick up any powder coated intercooler parts, intakes, things like that, check us out. All right, so first of all, it's important to note that I have the apps or the acceleration position percentage right there. So right now I'm at like 42%. That's kind of what you're looking at with my foot down. So if I also go a little bit higher, obviously it's going to increase. And right above that's going to be your boost PSI. And those are the two that I really want to look at. Of course, to the top left, you're going to have your fuel rail pressure, which is going to be, right now it's at 6,000, 6.5, 6,500, something like that. Miles per hour is sort of irrelevant at this point because we have 35s on it, currently on a stock tune. So I think it's like 5 miles per hour more than when it's actually reading. I could be wrong. But either way, we're at 40%. Let me push it all the way to the floor. That's 100. And then we just, what did we cap out at 22 PSI? Now, from my understanding with the LB7 trucks, the Duramaxes, they're only calculated to go up to about 24 PSI on the turbo boost. That's what they're actually showing, but it could be way more than that. I guess the only way to know is hook up a manual boost gauge to find out the exact pressure. But here we go. So let's just kind of do a 20-mile-an-hour roll-in. I don't want to do a 0 to 60 test or anything like that. This truck's ridiculous. There's no reason to try to make this thing, you know, be a race truck or anything. But let's just do like a 20-mile-an-hour roll-in, maybe about what, 1 or 2 PSI. All right, here we go. All right, there's a D feel right there to shift. guys can really tell that this truck is defueling. Some of the shifts are sort of hesitant. But with the TCM tune and the new tunes that we're going to get from Tune Hubs, I'm pretty excited to see how this truck's going to perform after. I have a feeling that it's going to clean up the shifts. It's going to shift much nicer. And I truly believe that the throttle response is going to be way better. Since we put the new engine in, I put exactly 191 miles on this truck. And I'm averaging 10 miles to the gallon. I've said this before, but when you're throwing aftermarket parts in your engine, it's going to run like crap until you tune it. That's just how it goes. With roughly 200 miles on this truck so far, I think I've done enough testing. I think it's time to go ahead and actually tune this truck. So let's go ahead and do that right now. But as you guys can see here, I have it plugged into the OBD2 port. It runs right to the flash scan. And then from the flash scan, it's USB directly to your laptop. Make sure you guys have the current up-to-date software from the EFILive.com website. Now, it may require from Tune Hubs that they request a stock tune file, which you guys can get from here. I mean, it's pretty simple. Just go to Tune Tool, Tuning, Read Tune, and then just pick your truck. And then at that point, just download it to your computer and then email it off to them. And then from there, they're going to go ahead and send you the tunes. And then once you receive your tunes and load it to your ECM, your computer, it will then save either to your Edge CTS3 monitor, or if you have a fancy switch, a little DSP5 selector switch, it'll save to that. You can install that, which I'm not going to go over. There's tons of YouTube videos on how to install a DSP5 switch. But the easiest way to do this is just simply buy a Edge CTS2 or Edge CTS3 monitor, which I should eventually be able to sell these on the website. So if you want to check that out. But either way, I'm already at that process. I already talked to Zach on the phone. He is a representative from Tune Hubs. And what he's going to do is he's basically going to go ahead and just take over my laptop and explain to you guys exactly how to do this. So bear with the audio. I'm just going to put it on speakerphone on my cell phone, and we're going to go through the step-by-step process. So let's get into it. All right, so I took the wife's car, and I hooked it up, jumper cables to the truck, just in case we run out of battery juice. I think this is so important that we have these both topped off. Now, they're both topped off, but this process is going to be about a half hour of it sitting with the key in the on position. And if we lose anything, we may brick that ECM. That's the last thing we need to do. But we do have to pull a couple fuses, guys. It's very important, especially with these 01s to like 05 trucks. So you're like your LB7s, LOYs. You got to remove the TBC battery fuse right there. And then you got to remove your ignition fuse, which is perfect because I have a lift pump, and that's going to throw off the tuning as well. So that's important that you remove that and then remove your radio fuse. But they already have the file already done. They already sent it to me. He's just going to load it, and we're going to show you guys the process. All right, you ready? You ready, Zach?
Let's go, man. Then double click on your tune file. It'll open itself up in EFI Live, and you'll be presented with this screen after you click through the security notification. Quite quickly after that, we'll head down to the F7 full flash tab here. And our first point will be to activate a VIN license on it, which will license the V3 flashing device to the ECM in the truck. Read through these carefully. They do include some fairly important information about the risks that you accept and are moving when flashing ECMs, as it is not a guaranteed success every single time. So it's currently just finished licensing the tuning device to the ECM in the truck, which now allows us the ability to flash tuning into it. At this point, we're going to shut the ignition off in the truck. Once I have confirmation from Josh that is done, we can begin.
Ignition is turned off.
Perfect. Get that deal going. This is just a cool down period to allow the ECM and everything to sort of cool down and settle after licensing or flashing or even reading processes. All right. Power back on, please.
Okay.
Yep. 2 clicks forward without the engine running.
All right.
Alrighty, let's rock and roll. So this is a big one. If for some reason on your E54 or E60 ECM, I believe this also applies to Cummins controllers, if the fails midway, do not remove power. Otherwise, you will likely lose the ECM entirely.
And that means your truck will be down for several weeks.
Yes, until you can locate another one. Thankfully, these old ones are a lot easier to come by, but when buying used controllers, it's a guarantee of functionality, so it's a gamble every time. We're just clicking our way through these warnings here, and we have started.
How long does this process normally take?
On the Duramax trucks, somewhere around the 5-minute period.
Okay.
Sort of varies, but significantly less time than it takes on a Cummins controller. It's kind of nice.
So if we weren't doing this, I mean, you guys offer the AutoCal preloaded, so you don't even need to fool with the computer programming or our computer being open and all that. They literally just have to plug it in, right, and just go through the settings.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you pull it out of the box, grab your OBD cable, hook that up, and you should be able to go right through the menus there to the to the tune file that's been preloaded on at Motor Ops.
So I guess the other question I'm sure a lot of the viewers are going to have is this file that you're sending me from you guys. Do you guys tune this? Where does this come from?
No, so we are actually not a tuning company, as in we do not write, engineer, or build any of this tuning ourselves in-house. We are currently a vendor for another tuning company located here in Canada. They're fairly well known. It's Motor Ops is the tuning company that we offer tuning for, as they are no longer able to sell tuning direct to consumer in the U.S.
Okay. All right, it's switched off.
Yeah, so for basically all of your 01 to 2023 Duramax, your 06 to 2024 Cummins, actually, and all of your 6.7 Power Stroke up to 2022 at this point in time, we are able to do essentially full bumper-to-bumper packages, full exhaust, any cooler solutions, calibrations, tuning hardware, whatever it is you need, give me a holler. I'm sure that we can get you set up with what it is you're after.
Very cool. All right, do you want me to turn the ignition on now?
You are good to crank that deal up and see what she does.
All right, so now that we're loaded, swipe down. It's already defaulted to tune 1. So if you just do that, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which is the party tune. Well, 4 is kind of the party tune as well. But we're gonna see what happens when we drive this thing. Zach, what tune should I be in first?
We can knock it right over the head and go right to 5. The tune layout is position 1 is your optimized stock, 2 is heavy tow, 3 is light tow, 4 is your sport economy or daily driver tune, and then 5 is your max effort. So awesome. Either one of those top 2 tunes, let's see what
All right, so I did drive it already, so we should be good as far as like engine temps, but we'll drive it about a mile or 2 before I beat the crap out of it. We are data logging as well, so we can figure out, we're going to compare actual versus desired and just make sure we're not falling off. That was the other thing we got to do. And the data logging is going to be sent to these guys just to make sure. This isn't necessary though, right, Zach? I mean, this is just for our wonky setup with the 64 and the 65 overs for like every customer.
Yeah, exactly. So anytime we get into modified vehicles as far as aftermarket injectors, injection pumps, and turbos, but your stock trucks, you shouldn't have to worry about any of that. It should be a point and shoot, flash and go kind of combo.
All right, we're not going to beat on it just yet. I got to find a private road back here that someone owns so we can do this. But yeah, I'm already feeling, yeah, dude, it's definitely more responsive. Wow. More responsive, Zach.
Very good. That's what we like to hear.
I do have the apps percentage indicated on the CTS monitor, just so I can see where my throttle percentage is sitting. So I did do it before. Just curious, kind of seeing where that's at as well. But yeah, like I said, give me a second. We're gonna get to where we need to get to, guys, and I think it'll be worth it because I'm already noticing a huge difference. And this is before the TCM tune. I just want to let you guys know that we haven't loaded that yet. So I just shut my computer. During my data logging, I put it in tune 5 and I gave her the juice, and I heard a little metallic click noise, and my heart's kind of racing right now, but I'm good now. I should have filmed that. I really should have filmed that. I'm a YouTuber. What is wrong with me? Actually, I think I might get that on my dash cam. I'll check that out too. But yeah, so here I am. I was able to get it safely off to the side of the road in this nowhere spot. Here, pop the hood, and finding little pieces of that everywhere. And thank God that's what it is. So as you guys can tell, I have no serpentine belt. She shredded. That was in Tune 5 data logging, and I wish I would have videoed that. But I lost it. I lost all power brakes. I lost, of course, I just killed all the batteries just driving it here. But luckily, I'm only a few miles from home, so it's not that big of a deal. Unfortunately, I gotta take the gooseneck and recover myself. Ah, sucks. But it could be worse, right? But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna do that right now. Take it home, and then we're gonna continue the process. I got another belt in the garage, so I'm gonna throw a belt on here. So we shouldn't have a problem with that. So let's go ahead and get to getting the truck over here and getting it recovered. Man, with no power brakes, that was super hard to stop. I got it up there though. We're good. I'm gonna go ahead and load it up, bring it home, slap a serpentine belt in there, and hopefully we should be good to go. But that was a scare. I thought I blew the engine. What a bummer. But hey, at least it happened now instead of, you know, I'm 2 hours from home or something. And luckily, again, it was just a belt, so I'm not freaking out too bad. My anxiety level's way down. So this just got expensive. I spent about 20 minutes trying to remove all these little pieces out of the engine bay. A lot of that was wrapped around the fan clutch and the pulleys and stuff. Actually, I still have some left behind the idler pulleys. I probably smoked those, by the way. So belt tensioner, idler pulleys, and a belt. That was like 200 bucks. I really shouldn't have reused that old belt because it was squealing. So let's see what happens. I'm gonna throw these on really quick, start it up. Yeah, you guys can see some of this is still behind there, but in order to get that out, fortunately, I gotta remove these pulleys. So while I'm here, I just went ahead and boost leak tested the system completely. I actually like to do it from the turbo, it makes it easier, but the best test is on the hot side, in my opinion. If you just remove that off and then slip a boot clamp over it with a little gauge. They sell these on Amazon. I might actually post these on my website. I'm not sure. I might start buying a bunch of these, but I've been using this kit for a while and I love it. But I sort of made up my own makeshift valve thing, you know, to plumb in there. I might actually just like prototype one of these and make it. I don't know, but it works really well. Bring it up to 40 PSI and you should be good to go. But I have the brand new pulleys and belt tensioner, brand new belt and all that stuff. So it should be good. We shouldn't hear any squealing whatsoever. So I'm gonna go ahead and fire this thing up and see what happens. Well, no squealing. This is awesome. Usually when I start it up, you hear the belt squeal. So it's quiet. Check it out. Oh yes. It's sounding good now. All right, let's go ahead and get it outside. All right, so I have the V3 plugged into the OBD2, and then we have it plugged into the computer. We're gonna go ahead and load the TCM right now, or the TCM file, should I say.
So we've got actually here the EFI Live Scan and Tune program opened up. This is what we use for all flashing while pass-through connected, which is the style of flashing we're doing today. If you're just looking to load the tunes onto your device to use as a standalone handheld, that's when you would use the Explorer for retrieving files on the SD card in the device itself. So we're going to open up, you don't even need to open up the EFI Live Scan and Tune main page. Realistically, once the tune file's downloaded, give her a double click. She should open herself up into this exact window here. Now, the ECM file that we flashed before, you'll notice that we used a full flash function. For the TCM file, we're going to do a cal flash. There's no operating system, there's no identifying data to these files for 01 to 10 Duramax transmission tuning. So Josh, if we've got the key 2 clicks forward here, I can press this magic button and we can run the lead. All right, keys in the on position. I think we're ready to go. All right, let's rock and roll. Oh yeah, she's moving. Okay. Can you just shut the ignition off for me, please? We've completed flashing the transmission. Okay. Yes. Perfect. Do you want to give us a quick rundown on why it's important to do a TCM tune on our diesel trucks? Maybe just a quick. So the TCM tuning is really what sort of brings everything together. An engine is really just an air pump when you break it down, or a generator for that matter, until you have a transmission which will turn all that energy into rear wheel power. With the transmission tuning, especially on trucks like this, is huge because the tire size, the turbo size, all of that on a factory shift point, usually it just won't play nice together. So this brings everything sort of back full circle and allows it all to feel much more natural on the streets.
So this would be like a 20-mile-an-hour roll-in. Oh my goodness. Woo! Yeah, so that said 100% on apps, which is interesting because my foot wasn't completely to the floor. But man, this truck moves. That feels halfway. It says 72%. She's a ripper. I'm gonna go on a limb here and say that this truck is faster than my red one, my LBZ, my 07 Duramax. I don't want to blow the transmission in this video. I don't want to blow the transmission at all. I'm basically just using it to get me going right now. But the goal is to hopefully this year get a built trans in this truck. You know, that way it can handle all the power. That's kind of the idea on this. So I'm just keeping it easy, but overall I am so impressed with these tunes. My goodness, I mean this is insane. I don't want to tell you how fast I just went. But this truck has no business going this fast. This is crazy. It's definitely a riot to drive, and I'm 100% sure that I'm going to be getting better fuel economy because last time we were averaging almost 11 miles to the gallon. It was like 10.8 or something like that. And only because we didn't tune it. I think that was a big one. And not to mention, she's got a lift kit and 35-inch tires. It's a pretty heavy truck. But the goal here is by no means to make this thing fast at all. I just want it to be a little quicker. And I hate to do this, but I plan on doing a follow-up video because this is the first time that I'm accepting these tunes. I want to put some miles on this truck, get you guys a better understanding of how I feel about it. But my first impression, customer service is A+. The fact that you're able to just call them and ask them questions, it's kind of hard nowadays to do that. And not only that, the guy logged onto my computer and showed me exactly how to navigate the platform and how to load the tunes and all that stuff. But it was sad. Before, I had to almost put my foot to the floor to get her going. And now, apps, I think that's 50%. And I mean, she just picks up like that. Picks up, no problem whatsoever. I think we added like 150 horsepower. As far as drivability goes, I feel like I'm driving a completely different truck. This thing's an animal. We did pick up 2,000 extra PSI in rail at wide open throttle. I'm gonna speculate here and say that we picked up at least 10 extra PSI on boost. Oh, I hate to do this. I hate doing this. All right, so if this video can get to 7,000 likes, which I know is possible, if it can get to 7,000 likes, I'll do a 0 to 60 on this stock transmission. So if it blows, it blows. Four-wheel drive boost launch. I can't believe I'm saying this. Hit the like button if you guys want to see that. Actually, don't hit the like button. I don't want to make that video. Just popping the hood, checking everything out. Everything appears to be good. No leaks, no issues. Everything's tight. I would say that this is a success, but yeah, like I said, if this video gets a bunch of likes, that's going to be our next video. Again, use that discount code TruckMaster5 on their website. Reach out to them. Let them know I sent you. It's going to save you guys some coin, and I'm really hoping that this will help the diesel community.